Hello everybody, this is the Hilltop Craftsman. My name is Landon Ratcliffe, and today we're going to be forging a coat hook out of the same steel we used for the keychain. It's a really good steel. You could use it for a lot of different projects and different things. Alright, so once you get your steel up to temperature, you're going to leave a little bit of an end on that, and then you're just going to start thinning it out right below that end, like this. You don't want to get it as thin as the leaf, because you remember we were thinning the leaf out right like this, but you don't want to get it that thin. So, I'd say about that thin is what you want it right there. And then you're just going to heat up that little end piece that you left on the end. So once you get that end heated up, what you're going to do is you're just going to flatten it. As you remember on the leaf, we made a point on the end and then flatten it out to make the leaf shape. This time, we're just going to flatten it out, make kind of a round end on it like that. Alright, so then you're going to take the back side of your hammer, the pointed end, and just kind of give it a little texture. And flatten her back out. Alright, so once you get that little flat end piece heated back up, you're going to take the textured side on top and curl it down like that. And it's similar to what we're doing on the leaf, just a little bit bigger. You're just making that little decorative curl on there. And you kind of want to maybe straighten it back up a little bit after you curl it. Right there. And then you're going to heat this area of the steel where we thinned it out just a little bit. Heat that back up, and I'll show you what we're doing next. For heating up the steel, you kind of want to stick the end of the steel out of the other side. You kind of see where that's sticking out right there. So you don't heat that up and melt it, because that's thinner material where we curled it. So that'll be easier to melt because it takes less to heat it up. So you kind of want to stick that out of the end so it don't melt. You just heat that area below it up with your in the center of the fire. Alright, so once you get your steel heated up right there, what you're going to do is take it like this around the horn of the anvil and just kind of curl it around there to make the hook. And you can take it off there once you get that U shape, but you can't just hold it over the edge and hit it, because that'll make a kink in there and it won't look like a U kind of shaped hook. So then, once you get that U shape, you can kind of bend it to however you want it. Like if you want it closer, a smaller hook right here, you can just hit it like that and it'll make it a little smaller for you. But what I'm going to do is make mine about like this. Just an even hook. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut the extra steel off of here that we don't need. Now, you can make this the length you want. Like if you want a longer hook, you might cut it up here. Want a shorter hook, cut it down there. But I'm going to do somewhere right in the middle, right there. You could either use bolt cutters, or you could get anvil hardy, which is basically in the square hole of the anvil. It'll slip down in there, and it's a blade that once you get the steel hot, you can cut it. But I'm just going to use bolt cutters right now. You just cut it off there. Alright, and then, so now once you cut it off there, it's going to be shorter, so you can't pick it up. And so you're going to have to get out the tongs to hold it. I like these tongs. They got kind of a, kind of the rounded nose right here, so you could hold more rounded stuff like this rod steel we're using. But right now we're just going to grab it by the hook part and heat up this this end right here, because that'll flatten out and we'll punch a hole in there, and that'll be where you nail it onto the wall. Alright, so once you get your metal heated up on the end right there, I'm going to flip it around like this, so in case you accidentally hit the hook part, but it's going to be flat right here at the end. See where it's kind of bent like that? It'll do that on you. So you just hold it up like this and straighten it to be level and flat. You kind of want to lay it like that to make sure it's flat. Now we're going to punch a hole right here in the where we flatten that out, and that's going to be where you nail it onto the wall. So that flat part of the steel is not going to take long to heat up. So what you want to do is lay it over the smaller hole of the anvil and put the punch right on the center of it. And you might have to you're going to have to drop your tongs to grab the punch. So, and you just drive it all the way through there. Until you make it all the way through the other side. Then you take your pliers and you kind of just wiggle it off of there. You don't want to just straight pull it out of there, because that might crack your where you punch the hole, and it's gonna look like that. So what you're gonna do is just take it on the back side like this and flatten it out. Let me get a better grip on it with the pliers. And sometimes it's gonna mess up on you like that, where it broke right there. So now I'm gonna have to start and make another hook right there, but it's just gonna punch a hole right through there, and then what you're gonna do is get all the flakes off of there and wax it while it's still hot. And I didn't explain in the last video, but what the wax does is kind of just gives it a protective coating kind of finish, so it don't rust or anything like that. Alrighty guys, so what I've done is I've made another hook where I accidentally broke the other one, and you're just going to do the same thing. What I kind of thought what might happen was I didn't make this wide enough, and it went and broke because the hole was too big. So I made that just a little bit wider, and we're going to try it again. Bit bigger. There we go. Take the pliers like that, get it off of there. Man, see that little tab that came off with it? You're just gonna take the pliers and kind of break that off. Then you're going to where it's sticking out right there on the. It's not flat. You're just gonna flip it over like that. And flatten it out. There's your hole, and it bent a little bit on us. So what we're gonna do is just lay it flat on the anvil, kind of just straighten it. You see it straightened, and now well it's hot. I'll move that. We're gonna take the wax and wax it. You're gonna take it with the pliers because that's easier to hold while you're using the wax. And then while it's still hot, you're just gonna take the wax and melt over it, and that just gives it a protective coating. Like I said, it's optional, you don't have to do it, but I like to do it because it makes it not rust and just gives it a protective finish to go on top of it. Make sure you get it all over the inside of the hook too. Up here on the back side, and there you have your finished wall hook ready to hang up. You could hang a bunch of those up on a board, hang your coats on, and you can make them different, bigger in size. It's just the same concept. Just if you want to make them bigger, just use a little, maybe thicker diameter steel. But there you have your finished wall hook. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all later.